Most people confuse movement with progress. Days pass, weeks disappear, birthdays stack up. Age increases, but ability stays the same. Time does not reward intention. It only rewards action repeated long enough to reshape a person. There's a quiet divide most people never notice. On one side are those who wait. On the other are those who choose something small and stick to it, longer than comfort allows. They do not chase motivation. They do not wait for clarity. They pick one thing. They return to it daily. And over time, that one thing sharpens them. Not loudly, not dramatically, silently. 6 months later, their posture changes. Their speech slows down. Their reactions become controlled. Their presence feels heavier. People notice, but they cannot explain it. The change looks sudden, but it is not. It is the result of one hobby done with discipline. Here are 10 of them. Each one builds a different form of strength. Choosing one is enough. 1. Boxing. Boxing is not about violence. It is about confrontation. Not with people, with weakness. Every round forces honesty. Breathing exposes conditioning. Footwork exposes discipline. Fatigue exposes character. There is no hiding in the ring. The moment pressure rises, habits take over. Boxing builds timing. It sharpens reflexes. It teaches calm under stress. More importantly, it rewires the relationship with discomfort. Pain becomes information instead of fear. Fear becomes something that can be managed. Over time, confidence stops being emotional. It becomes physical, earned, reliable. The person who trains boxing regularly learns something crucial. Giving up is usually a choice, not a necessity. 2. Journaling. Journaling looks harmless. It is not. Writing forces clarity. Thoughts lose power once they are exposed on paper. Excuses become visible. Patterns repeat themselves in ink. This habit builds self-awareness, not motivation. It shows how decisions are actually made, not how they are justified later. Over time, emotional reactions slow down. Impulses lose control. Decisions become cleaner. People who journal consistently develop internal order. Their mind stops being loud. Focus becomes natural. Growth does not begin with confidence. It begins with honesty. Journaling builds that honesty quietly. 3. Weightlifting. Weightlifting removes delusion. The bar does not care about excuses. It responds only to force applied correctly and repeatedly. Progress comes slowly, measured in small increases, earned through routine. This trains patience. It builds respect for process. Strength gained in the gym transfers elsewhere. Discipline becomes embodied. The nervous system adapts to effort. The mind learns that resistance is normal. Weightlifting builds self-trust. The body becomes proof that consistency works. Over time, posture changes. Movement becomes deliberate. Confidence becomes grounded, not loud, stable. 4. Calisthenics. Calisthenics teaches control. The body becomes the weight. There are no machines to hide behind. Progress requires mastery of basics, pull-ups, dips, balance, tension. Every movement demands coordination and patience. This hobby trains humility. Progress cannot be rushed. Strength becomes functional. Movement becomes clean. The person learns how to command their own body, That control bleeds into behavior. Limits stop feeling permanent. They start feeling negotiable. Consistency reshapes capability. 5. Chess. Chess trains restraint. Every move has consequences. Every mistake is recorded. This builds foresight. It rewards patience over impulse. Emotional reactions lead to loss. Calm evaluation leads to advantage. Over time, thinking slows down. Decision-making becomes structured. The mind learns to operate under pressure without panic. Chess trains strategic thinking, long-term positioning over short-term wins. This habit sharpens clarity. Distraction loses influence. 6. Communication. Clear speech changes how the world responds. This skill builds presence. It trains structure of thought. Words shape perception. Tone controls authority. People who practice communication learn to stand still while speaking. They learn to pause instead of filling silence. Confidence becomes audible. This hobby builds leverage. Ideas land cleanly. Boundaries become respected. The ability to express clearly multiplies every other skill. 7. Reading. Reading compresses time. Books carry decades of experience. Mistakes are passed forward without the cost. This habit sharpens thinking. Vocabulary improves. Ideas connect. Reading builds internal reference points. Judgment improves. Over time, reactions become measured. Perspective widens. People who read consistently think differently. They act with less urgency and more precision. Knowledge compounds quietly. 8. Running. Running builds endurance, not speed, not aesthetics, endurance. The body learns to continue while uncomfortable. Breathing stabilizes under strain. Mental resistance weakens. This habit trains persistence. It builds tolerance for effort. Running strips away drama. The only opponent is the urge to stop. Over time, discomfort becomes familiar. Control increases. Resilience forms. 9. High-income skills. Skills create independence. Copywriting, sales, design, editing. These skills reward output, not permission. Progress is measurable. Value is transferable. Mastery creates leverage. People who develop high-income skills stop waiting. They create options. This habit builds confidence rooted in ability. Security becomes internal. 10. Content creation. Content creation builds leverage at scale. Creating forces clarity. Ideas must be structured. Thoughts must be finished. This trains articulation and discipline. One piece of content can work while the creator sleeps. Over time, influence compounds. Reach expands. The creator controls attention. Attention controls opportunity. This hobby builds authority quietly. It comes from consistency applied to one direction. Most people scatter effort. Results stay small. Choosing one hobby removes friction. Focus increases. Identity shifts. 6 months of repetition reshapes behavior. 12 months reshapes reputation. The difference between stagnation and momentum is simple. Pick one. Return daily. Let time work for you instead of against you. No announcement needed. Results introduce themselves. Start today.